Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. Tell everybody your name and your birthday so they get used to it.
My name is Amani, and my birthday is April 18, 1990.
Yeah, and you are an Aries.
Yeah, I'm an Aries.
So, what has changed for you this year?
I was watching the lives earlier, and for me, I was just like, I kept having this feeling of just a breakthrough. Like we're having a breakthrough moment. Like just hearing everyone's stories from today, just that was the word that resonated with me the most.
Yeah,
And it just gave me a good feeling, like just the start of the year, like waking up this morning and having that sense of just breaking through our inner, whether it's traumas or things that we have held ourselves back in, just limiting ourselves from moving forward or growing. Um, and so for me, it was just kind of reflection off the whole year, how my year has gone, how I've improved, how the shifts within myself evolving was so strong.
so
And
for people who don't know, you have survivalmoss.com, which is a partner on our store. You can go buy the product. The freeze dried product is awesome. But you
Mhm.
went from a dysfunction and a disease, being scared, feeling helpless, to helping others. How has that been for you?
um, it's it's been incredible. I almost have like loss of words because I've always been
Because you're
such an
getting
empath.
emotional.
Yeah,
And you
it
don't
was
normally get emotional like this.
oh always emotional, but it was just an overwhelming emotion just of feeling gratitude and feeling like, oh, finally the energy that I've been putting, like I felt like I was putting energy into something and it wasn't like showing. And I just realized that I had to be patient and that hard work, or that perseverance, or seeing that light and just staying focused on that was, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So you've helped so many people transform their lives by giving them back the basic minerals. It's amazing because I see people trying to do everything right. They're going to natural practitioners, they're doing stuff, and all they really have to do is add silica, diatomaceous earth, Irish sea moss,
mhm,
start breathing, doing maneuvers,
mhm.
helping themselves, showing up and managing their emotions, and everything else works.
Yeah, it's been incredible to say the least, and then just eye-opening. And then you're on this journey of growth and wanting to learn and absorb as much as you can from everyone around you. I think in the last few years, I would say I was a little bit closed off. And as I allowed myself to learn and grow and develop, you just become more proud of the person that you've become. We're so limited by what we constrict ourselves in. And I feel like for me, I was limited in my beliefs when I was going through my health scares in the past. And my last one is what kind of got me to change things. Like the last while wasn't working for me. And so I'm going to try something new. And that was me going out of my comfort zone, trying out natural remedies that I would have maybe never thought of
Yeah,
before.
when
And
you get an MS diagnosis, it's like, oh, I got to do something, right?
yeah, they give you no hope. They just say this is a lifetime thing. Like they set
Oh
you
man,
up with,
it's just like so
yeah,
crazy,
yeah,
so crazy. It's like they can watch a liver grow back when you cut it in half, and they're like, you got a disease, you're gonna be with this for life. And I'm like, that doesn't make it. That doesn't even logically make sense to
yeah.
me.
Yeah. And it was like that with me too. They kind of didn't want to give me any hope or expectations. Like, you don't know if you'll walk again. You're just gonna, we'll just have to see what damage was done. And and I did go through that depression and I had people around me try and keep me uplifted. But when you're by yourself, you almost have to pull yourself out of that state because everyone
Well,
else,
do you know why it happened to you? So that you
um,
could find out who you truly are. You're a born healer. You're here to help people. You're here to help people find their way through a journey. That's why it happened. It's like,
yeah,
like I have a lot of stuff that's happened to me, and for a lot of times I'm like, why is it happening to me? How come I can fix everybody else, but I can't fix me? And I realized that I went through all these experiences because now I can stand anybody in the face and say, yeah, I sympathize, I can empathize, I can be there with you. And that's what healing is. Healing is being understood by people and then moving through it. Healing isn't a drug or a supplement or anything else. It's simply being understood by the people around you and moving through the dysfunction, because eventually healing is all perceptual.
And I think once you accept that as knowledge, as fact, that's when you elevate in your health.
Mhm.
And that's when you start making those positive changes, and then you start seeing it. And I still find myself getting surprised, like, my gosh, like this is actually working this quick. And I have to like, yes,
Yes.
like why wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I had this belief, like, look at my fascial maneuvers. The first reset I did was I bailed on 22 days. And then we waited like 6 months because I wasn't going to do it again publicly
Mhm.
because I already failed. So I waited 6 months, and then Jason decided to do it. And okay, I'm doing it with you. And so we went through the 28-day reset. We set it out, but there was all these beliefs that it had to be hard, even for me. I look back at it now. We're going on. This is our 4th year, and I look at it and say, okay, if I had a greater belief that it would have worked out, I would have been here in 12 to 18 months. But
Yeah.
it took me 4 years because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in my body anymore. And I didn't have an example because no one out there was showing me self-healing. I
Yeah.
mean, there's people that miraculously, spontaneously healed and they wrote a book about it.
Hmm.
But that's no fun. You write it, yeah. It's like I woke up, it was all gone. I prayed to God, it's all gone. And I respect that it's gone. But it didn't help me in my journey
Hmm.
because that wasn't my way. My way was to go through mechanically and do something every day that changed my life. And that's what built the belief in me. I couldn't just pray at that time. Now I can pray today and know it will come true, but I wasn't there in my life yet. I needed to know the steps.
I relate to that so much because that I felt like that was me. And then now it's like, okay, once you get breakthrough that moment, that's when you realize that it's limitless.
Are
And
you at 25-degree Aries or
28,
again? Or
28
28? Oh, you're
degree.
28. I'm a 21-degree Aries rising.
Wow.
So I show up like an Aries. So I really relate to that. Like for me, I had to do something internally for me in order for this to work. And if I didn't do the steps, my body wasn't going to give me, it's like I have a belief, but I need evidence to get another
Mhm.
belief, to get more evidence, to get another belief, to get more evidence. Eventually it became faith. But faith wasn't absolute. Faith took me step by step. I got faith that I could get past that belief and past that one and past that one. And then eventually I knocked down so many beliefs that I started literally having faith, like it's all going to work
It's
out. And when I
the
had faith that it's
confidence
all going to
too.
work out, it all did.
Yeah. I think I had the lack of confidence in myself, like you said. And like once you start having that faith, that belief in yourself, then you start seeing these shifts. And for me, it was like having a more changing my mindset because I had a lot of shame. I was holding a lot of shame.
Yeah,
Um,
I
and
relate to that. Yeah.
I,
The first
um,
maneuver of fascial maneuvers was actually, well, actually the very first maneuver is a belly button untwist.
mhm,
That was before fascial maneuvers. I was in anti-gravity on the ground and I felt shame so deeply that I knew it was me, but it wasn't me. It was like shame that the world felt. That's the only way I could explain it.
mhm.
That's what started fascial maneuvers, that moment.
Incredible. And I think things like that stem from moments like this. And that's really the birth of survival moss too. It was just this really moment of low and desperation. And now when I meet people, like we used to meet people at the farmers markets in the summer, and a lot of people would come where I was at in the hospital. And I always want to sit there and ask you too, like, what would you tell me when I was first going through this? Like, what would you tell me? Because maybe I wasn't ready to accept this information, but what would be the
You
first
know what?
thing you would tell me?
I can tell you right now that in my experience in helping people heal, it's all about trauma, which is connected to emotions. It's the simplest thing, because when people are deep in trauma, people give them the laundry list of what to do. 15-minute stress reset, 1 to 2 times per day, and minerals. Because what happens is the stress resets takes the body out of stress, lets the fascia roll. Survival moss with silica, predominantly diatomaceous earth, helps the body get all the connections back. Because the reason why we're broken or not healing is because we don't have all the connections. When our body connects, it heals itself quickly. So it's just give somebody something simple that they can do every day, because if they do something every day and they feel better, they'll believe more.
So true. And I thought, you know what? I have them here beside me. I'll show you guys that we're survival moss. We've got our sea moss, our freeze-dried sea moss here.
Which is
And
awesome
so,
because it's shelf stable, goes anywhere in the world.
yeah, it's really nice. That was our problem with the gels, is they weren't shelf stable. This was just incredible for on the go. It's meant to be used as like an instant sea moss. And so,
It's so easy to give to kids because, I can put it in the cereal, I can put it in oatmeal, I can put it in things they don't even know it's there. And
mhm.
and even like Cynthia's granddaughter, she just takes a spoonful of it and it's like nothing happened. But give her a spoonful of gel,
Yeah, it's like tobacco crunches. So if you like sushi, it's like the vegan tobacco alternative.
yes, put it on your
Yeah,
sushi.
yeah, tempura crunch. Yeah.
Lonnie, thank you so much. We appreciate the partnership with Survival Moss. We're looking forward to a powerful 2024. We're going to together go into some markets and help people, because sea moss that's manufactured, that's freeze dried, it's easy for people to use, and we're trying to create habits. It's hard to get people to create a habit when you got to get them to buy it, soak it, grind it, all that. So I appreciate you and Daniel for all that you do to help people, and looking forward to what happens this year.
Thank you, everyone. We're so excited too, and just the happiest 2024 to everyone.
Take care.